I do this every year. We go back 3 years, we look at the previous draft, and we see how it went. But this one, I don't want to revisit this one. What is up, Finn fans? So, like I said, I've been doing this series probably for 3 years now. I've been doing this channel for 7. So for the past 3, I think I've gone back 3 years. Normally, you get an idea of what your draft picks are going to look like, or if they're good or bad, or yada, yada, blah, blah, blah. You give them 3 years, right? We knew what Tua was going to be in like 2024. Good quarterback, a little inconsistent towards the end of the season, can't stay healthy. Like we saw that around like 2023, 2024. We saw that. 2023, we saw that. We were like, he's a good quarterback, kind of falls apart in the big games a little bit, and he can't stay healthy. Like we knew that. Same thing with Austin Jackson. He's all right tackle. Like we knew that in the 3 years. Now we're at 2022 because it's now 2025. So what we're going to do is we're going to go back, look at 2022. I normally redraft it because there is a program, NFL Mock Draft Simulator, that you can go back and redraft it. I will decide by the time it's time to redraft if I want to, and I will show you why. So, I'm going to show you what the Miami Dolphins drafted in 2022. I just want you to know, because I'm going to pop it up. Let me scoot over. Sorry, I keep sniffling. I just got done sneezing 400 times. It's going to be over here. The Miami Dolphins had 13, they had 13 draft picks in the 2022 NFL draft. 13. It's going to be right here. 13 draft picks. They drafted 4 players in the 2022 NFL draft. 4. This is what it looks like. And you see who we took. And we're going to talk about it. We're going to talk about all those trades. We're going to talk about who they took, and I'm going to give you my grade for can't go over it anymore. Maybe I'll make it a little smaller. And I will talk about the grade I give it, the updated grade. So you see here, we had pick 15 and 29. We had pick 50. We had 2 1s, 1 2, 2 3s, 2 4s, 1 5, 1 6, and 4 7s, and we traded 9 of those picks away. Now, the first one, you might be asking yourself, we had pick 15 overall. We traded to Philly. Yes, that is the trade we did to trade back up to take Jalen Waddle. So remember, we traded down with San Fran. I think it was San Fran. We traded down. Yeah, because San Fran traded up. We traded down, and then we traded back up with Philly. Now, we traded the Dolphins pick, because you see San Fran there. The Miami Dolphins traded the Dolphins pick to Philly, and that's that. Then you see the 29th overall pick. That's the pick we got from San Francisco to trade down from 3. We traded that to Kansas City for Tyreek Hill. So there's that, right? Your first round is gone for Jalen Waddle and Tyreek Hill, essentially. Then you look at round 2. We traded that to Kansas City for Tyreek Hill. Then you look at round 3, New York Giants. You're like, what the crap? When did we trade anything to the New York Giants? Hold on to your britches, because that's the pick we traded to move up in the second round 2021, the previous draft, to take Liam Eichenberg. Instead of staying pat and taking Creed Humphreys, we traded up and gave a future third-round pick to the New York Giants to take Creed Humphreys. Then we finally got to take a player. Again, this was the pick that we got from San Fran to move down from 3 from the Houston Texans pick, and we took Channing Tindall. failure of a pick. I understand it's a third rounder, but it's not good. And what hurts the most is that the very next pick was Leo Chanel that went to the Kansas City Chiefs. I liked Leo Chanel linebacker. I wanted them to take Leo Chanel linebacker. And they took Channing Tindall, and Leo Chanel is having a better career so far. Then you see 121, where we traded that to the Kansas City Chiefs for Tyreek Hill. Then you have Eric Izukama, which he can't stay healthy. I think he could be good, but he can't stay healthy, so it's not a good pick. And we got this from Pittsburgh. I think this is for the Mika Fitzpatrick trade. I think, not 100%. It's funny how far into the future that got into. Then we didn't have our fifth. We traded that, right? So we traded Devontae Parker and this pick to the New England Patriots for 2021's third round pick. That was a fifth. Who would they have taken? I don't know. Then we didn't have a sixth rounder because we traded that to the Baltimore Ravens for Greg Maines, the center, and we got 224 pick, the first pick in our seventh round, which we actually used on Cameron Good. Still on the team, still somewhat productive, still helping us a little bit for our seventh round pick. Not bad. Out of the four picks, he was probably the best pick, and he was our first seventh round pick. Then we didn't have 238 because we traded that to the Rams to get Aqib Talib. And we didn't have pick 242 because we traded that to the Carolina Panthers to get Greg Little, the offensive tackle. And then with the last pick, we took Skylar Thompson, who Skylar Thompson could have been very good. It's just his processing was way too slow. And now he's with the Pittsburgh Steelers. Right? Correct me if I'm wrong. There was so much I had to do for this video, and that was the last thing I looked up, because I looked at this draft and they traded so much away. Now, Tyreek Hill is a generational talent. Tyreek Hill had two great seasons. He's been with us for 3 years, two great seasons. Last season was not good, but it was not good on all fronts. Obviously, the team didn't make the playoffs and ended up with an 8-win team. But Tyreek Hill, generational talent. Obviously, if we can go back in time, you would say, don't make the trade. You'd have, your second, your first, and your fourth round pick still. But do you trust Chris Grier to make the right picks in those situations? Because again, we took Channing Tindall when Leo Chanel went the very next pick, and he obviously ended up being the better linebacker. I liked him better than Channing Tindall. We gave up our first round pick to move up for Jalen Waddle. We gave up the third round pick to get Liam Eichenberg. We did a little trade action for the other ones. Everything from the fifth down, those trades, they don't really matter, especially seventh rounders. Who gives a crap about the seventh rounders? But overall, you look at this draft, this 2022 draft. It was bad. It was a bad draft. Now, you can look at it differently, right? Because essentially this was an F them picks draft, right? This was we are going to use our draft picks to get talent minus Liam Eichenberg. We used 3 picks to get Tyreek Hill, who again, he did help and transform the offense. We used one of our picks to get Jalen Waddle, which again, definitely did. I don't know what's in my eye. Definitely did help the offense. Everything else was whatever. And again, the Liam Eichenberg sucked. So overall, I go back and I look at this draft. I give it a D-. And the only reason I can give it a fat F is because of Tyreek Hill. Now, do we give up too much for Tyreek Hill? I don't think so, because if it wasn't us, it was the New York Jets that would have gave up the same amount of picks. He just wanted to come to Miami versus going up to New Jersey. I give it a D- only because of Tyreek Hill. If they traded these 3 picks to the Kansas City Chiefs for anyone else, I would have gave it a fat F. That is the only saving grace, is because we got Tyreek Hill out of those trades. Outside of that, D-. Channing Tindall, bad pick. Eric Izukama, bad pick. Cameron Good, Good pick. Skylar Thompson. But again, he was a late 7th round pick, so I'm not going to beat up on him. But the Channing Tindall, Eric Uzakama, and good picks. And you could say, Doug, it's a 3rd and 4th round pick. What do you really want from him? Look where Andrew Van Ginkel got drafted. Look where Brandon Jones got drafted. Like, I can name so many 3rd and 4th round picks that ended up being really good for Miami, being really good in the NFL in general. And it's bad. It's a bad draft. So that is revisiting. I guess is being used. It's not. You're hearing that, Mike. I will fix it. Give me a second. This is my computers. Aren't they great? We'll redraft. Why? Because I like to torture myself. So again, if you go to the NFL mock draft database, you can redraft all the way back to 2016. If you would like me to do that in this draft month, give me a year. And if enough of you say, hey, go back and redraft this year, like 2016 or whatever, I'll go back and redraft it. I think it'd be fun. But the Miami Dolphins, we are going back to 2023. We will do all 7 rounds, and we will do fast pre-draft, meaning post-draft is if there were trades made, they would already have been made. Standard. And let's enter the draft. We're going to be sitting here for a minute. So I'm just going to talk to you and see how you guys are doing, guys and girls, ladies and gentlemen. Because again, the Miami Dolphins had 13 picks. And they ended up with 4. There were some good players, like Eric Uzukama got drafted, and Isaiah Likely went a few picks later. And, James Cook was in there, and, there's a lot. Now, see, like, this one's intriguing. I'm going to do trades. We go back 15 spots, but we pick up a 4th. Is there anyone else that's wanting to do something? We go back 20 spots, but we pick up a 4th. This is too much. This one's interesting, but I'm kind of looking like Darnell Washington, Drew Sanders, Dwayne Jones. We'll pick up a 4th. We'll sit pat for a little bit. Luke Musgraves, reject. All right, we'll sit. Joe Tippmann. He would be a good interior offensive lineman. Trent Simpson, B.J. Ojulari, Sam Laporta. Ooh, mama. Sam Laporta ended up being really good. He ain't going to be there at 84. But we do need offensive line help. I think Connor Williams was our center. But he could play guard too. Oh, it's either Sam Laporta or Joe Tippmann is what I want to go with right here. So many of you are screaming one or the other. Sam Laporta, you got to do it. Or Joe Tippmann. We didn't have a tight end, really. You're going to look, we got Connor Williams already. I'm going Sam Laporta. We got Connor Williams already. Kill me. I understand. But I'm doing what I'm doing. Now, Antonio Johnson, Zach Charbonnet, Jonathan Mingo, Marvin Mims. Trying to see if any of these names pop out at me. Jartavius Martin, Byron Young, Jamie Brown. I think I'm going to go Charbonnet. So far, I think this draft is better than what the Dolphins did. That's all I'm going to say. I don't want any more picks. Tajay Spears, Chartavius Martin, Jordan Battle, Byron Young. I honestly don't even remember what we needed. Luke Shoemaker, he wasn't bad. I think I'm going to go Chartavius Martin. I'll go safety here. I know we have Javon, but he would be a nice combination with Javon. And again, this is a late round pick. 105? It's a 3rd rounder, give or take. Sorry about clearing. And then we sit and wait. Sit and wait till 197, which is round 6. Okay, here we are. No, I don't need any more 7th round picks. And like, again, at this point, you're like, who quarterbacks are here? Max Duggan. You don't know any of these guys. Malik Cunningham. Tommy DeVito. Is Skylar gone? Did somebody take Skylar Thompson already? Get out of town. I can't go back and see either. Who took Skylar Thompson? Did somebody take Skylar Thompson? I could have swore Skylar Thompson. I redrafted and Skylar Thompson was available. Whatever. I'm wasting time. Corner, Terrell Smith, Mike Morris. I'm trying to remember what our team was in 2023. Defensive line wasn't a problem. We still had Christian Wilkins. We had Sealer. We had Jalen Phillips. I think we already did the Bradley Chubb trade. Or no, that's going to happen this year. We had Emmanuel Ogba. Corners, we had Jalen Ramsey and Xavier Howard. Linebackers, I'll go corner. It's a 7th rounder. 6th rounder. My apologies. And then with the final pick, we will take Puka Nacua. We're good, baby. I think Sam Laporta, Zach Charbonnet, and Puka Nacua. I got Puka Nacua with our last pick. I think those 3 right there. I did a much better job. I think I did a much better job. Comment below. What'd you think of my redraft? What'd you think of the team's draft? I gave it a D- because we acquired Tyreek Hill. What was your grade for this draft? Next year, we're going to touch upon 2023, and then the year after 2024, and then the year after we'll touch upon this draft. Wow. That doesn't give you existential anxiety. I don't know what will. I'll see you guys tomorrow. We have 4 more positions. We have defensive line, we have linebackers, we have corners, and we have safeties. We have 4 more positions we need to do. And I have about a week and a half because the week of the draft, I'm going to do mock drafts and I'm going to do all these other things. So I am going to do, I think I'll do one tomorrow. I think we'll do D-line tomorrow. Let me know if you want me to. Comment below. Let me know. Like usual, stay classy. If it's up.